So I actually think Trevor Whitman might be the best trainer in MMA at this point in time. I think there's a strong case to be made that what he accomplished in UFC 268 was incredible. I mean, 3 of his fighters were in the main event and co-main event respectively, and they've all managed to win. I mean, just think about that. All 3 of his fighters managed to win, and they're all world-class fighters. You got Kamaru Usman, who's a legit talent. Like, he's up there as probably one of the greatest welterweights ever of all time. You got Thug Rose, who's might be one of the greatest bantamweight women fighters of all time, right? Like, she's up there. Like, she's probably top 10, top 5. And you got Justin Gaethje, who's an absolute animal, right? And on top of that, all 3 fighters have been trained by Trevor Whitman, and all 3 fighters won on the night. Just imagine how much his paycheck was. Not only did he get 1 paycheck that night, he got 3 paychecks, and all of them have got win bonuses. I mean, think about that. He might be walking away with at least 500k that night. He's getting paid a lot better than a lot of fighters that were actually fighting on that card. Just think about that. And I think he deserves it for his talent. I mean, he's clearly a very talented guy. If he's managed to get all 3 fighters to actually win on one night, that takes an incredible amount of talent, if you think about it. Because think about it, take it from this perspective, right? It's hard enough preparing one fighter to win one fight, because of the fact that you got to prepare them for a style, for that one fighter that they're going to fight. It's a certain style that you got to prepare for, right? He managed to do that with 3 fighters, right, on one card. It's incredible, because if you look at it, right, Justin Gaethje is a different fighter from Usman. Don't get it twisted, they're both wrestlers, right? But he's a different fighter effectively than Usman. Usman is more of a, how do I put it? He does depend a lot on his striking, but he's also a wrestler as well, right? Just like Justin Gaethje is to some extent. But there's a difference between Usman, the way he fights, and the way Justin Gaethje fights. And then Rose as well is a completely different fighter from Justin Gaethje and Kamaru Usman. So to dissect 3 different styles, like you got 3 fighters, they all got 3 different styles. And not only that, they're going up against world-class opposition, right? Kamaru Usman's fight against Colby Covington was very competitive. Even though Kamaru clearly won the fight, it was a competitive fight, and Colby's a world-class top fighter, right? There's no denying that. On top of that, right, Rose managed to squeak out a very close decision against Zhang Weili, right? Zhang Weili was very competitive in there, and again she managed to win that. Now the Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler fight, that was seen as a true 50-50, right? And on top of that, like, he managed to make Justin Gaethje win that as well. The fight went the distance, he didn't knock him out, but he still managed to win that fight against a top level fighter like Michael Chandler, who's literally up there as probably a top 5 lightweight in my opinion, right? And he managed to do that. So from that perspective, I think it's clear to see that Trevor Whitman is probably the best trainer in MMA right now. In MMA, not the UFC, in MMA period right now. I mean, this is a crowning achievement for him. This ain't even taking into account everything that he's done in the past. I'm just talking about UFC 268. Everything he's accomplished thus far in his career is incredible. Not only that, I understand that he's designed a pair of fight gloves that the UFC did not want to take, that would have prevented eye pokes. So this guy is completely inundated with the sport. This is a guy that clearly lives and breathes the sport. This is all he does. He probably looks at fight footage all the time. This is clearly all he does, and he knows his fighters very well in terms of the styles they employ. But the fact that he made 3 of his fighters win in one night is quite incredible. It's quite incredible. So yeah, shout out to him, and shout out to all the fighters that won that night. Kamaru Usman, Rose, and obviously Justin Gaethje. Last but not least, Justin Gaethje. So yeah, that's just my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts below. Who do you think is the best trainer in the UFC right now, in MMA period right now? I think it's clearly him. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Tell me your opinion below. Like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace out.